Hello, hello.
It should open. No, only the middle one opens. Oh, really? And there's. You know what the boards are for? Yeah. That the mic. Okay. Yeah. Hey, okay, Bob, you're good to go? Yes, so did I all. And we have Mark online and that's it.
Oh, so be sure.
Yeah. Right, so now we're here, but. Very good to see you.
We approve the agenda. Added item.
I'll second.
If the agenda is approved with the added item. Audience business, members of the audience will have 5 minutes to present any matter or concern to the commission. No official action may be taken at this time. Do we have anybody here from the audience that is not on the agenda? Okay, minutes approval from June 25th. Anybody have any comments? I gave a couple minor technical comments to.
Wasn't Mark that time? June 25th. He wasn't in the spirit for. I don't remember actually. Would ask. Yeah, Mark, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Anybody have any additional comments on the minutes?
June 25th with
I'll second. I mean, on it.
With the June 25th meeting minutes are approved with the changes. There's no. Okay, first action item, Jan Sherlock, 249 Clay Creek Drive. Tell us what you want to do, Jan.
Okay. I wasn't given a list of what all information you guys needed from us. I have the full contract as well as digital model for my service in Great, so I can't pull their models up. We were talking about doing a full siding replacement on the system, the ones you got, which is cedar, and then replacing with a James Hardy fiber cement. We attempted to match color as best as possible, what we did with our ground with a off-white trim.
We don't have a big issue with color, but it's up to the owner.
Okay. And
So if you
then,
want to change color, you're free to do so.
okay. Cool, other than that. It's a 6-inch, 7-inch board, 6-inch road.
It's always on the customer.
I believe it's a 5-inch, it could be a 6-inch.
It says that already, maybe 45 inches.
Okay.
It's difficult, how I would tell with that 6 and. 6 inches looks like a substantially wide.
It will be slightly wider. Now, I had a question for curiosity, in that her neighbor. I think directly from her has a board and batten style siding. Is that approved for that area?
Yep.
So we could do it in a board and batten.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you're choosing to do that, we would need to know that in advance because they can ask, well, release, is this type of right for side.
Okay.
Yeah, the next sort of house, I think we're in.
Okay. So that is approvable.
That is incredible.
Okay, but we would then have to resubmit and wait till next month's meeting.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Okay.
Well, it's just that amended. You don't have to go through the whole process. You can amend this.
Okay.
Yeah, she just come back and say, we want to change this part to. Board back.
Board and
Yeah.
Okay. That'll probably
Are you
be.
saying what we're proposing is not acceptable? No.
No, it is acceptable.
He's just no, carry, oh.
Oh, no, I was just curious because you guys were saying that 4 to 5-inch sidewall is required and party the smallest exposure they have is a 6-inch reveal. But that, they do make a fun, okay.
Got a big difference.
I mean, yes, with Color Plus or just from,
We finished.
okay, yeah, the Color Plus is what we have, which is what's not part of the warranty deal. So, yes. I guess it's a further conversation that I'm looking forward to. is approvable. It sounds like the 6-inch exposure is. Yeah, correct.
That area is 45.
Okay. Well, then we will re-amend and. We'll back to 2 weeks. Okay. Yes, that'll be the.
Now, are you planning to replace the corner boards and trim around windows?
All good with your place, yes.
Would it be the same size? What kind of exposure you got on that?
For the trim boards,
Yeah,
those are 4-inch trim. Those are same size.
And the corners,
Corner is wide also like 4-inch.
That's what they currently are.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're basically just one to one, right now, it's 1-to-1 replacement with what's there, except you're changing, cedar to, our heritage.
Yeah.
And that looks like what's there now is more than four, certainly more than 4. Looks like it's probably more than 5 as well.
If you're matching the existing, then that's different.
Okay. Yeah.
well, go to page 96. Building materials. Essentially. Is, and C, in order setback considered may be considered if they appear similar in character and detailing as by party board is acceptable because it is similar in character. And C1. C2, the details would match that of traditional wood siding. And the lap and trim dimensions of wood siding. And that's where it comes into the 4 or 5 and so. Is it gonna be textured or?
It is the wood texture. So for the stamp, it's just 1 inch more of exposure.
Next year. Hopeful kind of ones. So are you asking us to pass it as it is, as your request is, and if you choose to change it, you will come back after
Yes.
you confer with your.
Yes.
Okay,
With the owner, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, if it's appreciation, you can see it.
but yes, well, for always like the option. The only something. There is a reach for the so that's the case of children, which means that. You have to pay them. So you just have them. Yeah.
It's partly done. Not, you zoom in on one report there, it could be.
Yeah, it looks like it's 6.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whatever.
I'm getting closer now, well,
You got it.
even 4 to 8. But it'd be 7 feet,
That's really much.
so, yeah, I would guess that it's 6 that's there now.
Do you think it'll stuff on the garage, the magnet stuff on?
It's harder to say anything else. Because of the perspective with.
Yeah,
Yeah, the perspective is different, but when I look at the garage. And my tears do agree with you along the sides of the doors, when I look at that. House. On this picture, I don't.
Mhm. And even where it's, in fact, it's, looks like it could be different above, but that could be based on perspective.
But yes, it could be based on perspective, it also could be based on the fact that that house originally didn't have a garage and the garage was added. No, not true, we didn't always have a garage, absolutely. Oh, no, you get everything, right,
You know, look at the,
yeah, I just did too, so yeah, I would guess.
yeah, I mean, it's the photograph, it looks pretty beautiful.
you know,
Well, we could always say it needs to match what they have. Which,
yeah.
And we've done more than five, particularly down in that area, a lot of, more than five. So,
But if, yeah, if we do switch, actually, let's, the exposure should match the exposure we're getting.
Okay. So there's like six then.
yeah, so six would be okay.
Six, you get six.
Okay. Cool. So basically what you're proposing, you know, we are in agreement with, if you decide you want to go ahead and go vertical board and back, you can either everywhere or, you know, different, you know, something up in the beach or something, come back and it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. And then as long as we match existing, we have approval on that as well.
Actually existing on less.
Okay. Perfect. Also, do you have some issues over here?
I'll just start by there and measure it on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
but
get
the
that.
other side, good sightings.
How you going? I'm cool.
Perfect.
That's what you're listening.
I move we approve, the application for 249 Quick Creek Drive for the siting. As the application said. I have. The stipulation it says. That is or less. Yeah.
6 inches or less, or existing ones,
Yeah.
site.
Any Alberti. Where you, agrees? Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed? Done? Okay, that motion carries and this is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's where I go, yeah.
Yeah. But if he's in my name.
Yeah.
You're welcome to stay for the whole.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I could make it function as an excellent distraction. The big guys.
Take care.
You see it. Would you like a minute? Yeah, we can next time. Yeah.
I think, first, I just wanted to kind of provide a little bit of an update of where we are with kind of the part of progress.
Yeah.
You know, we got, the first set of planting and then we got another shipment on Monday, which will be a couple more trees and more of the shrubs and perennials. We're kind of trying to keep things a little bit lighter this year, planting and then we'll go and we can next year, just so that all kind of restrictions. We're also seeking to ask if you guys are okay with additional trees. I know when we were talking about the park plan, we asked to go and look at the Buena Vista park system. I went out there and I thought they did a really nice job of kind of planting trees in different types of species on the water. I did a originally get the water to there. If we got like seedling and smaller type trees, maybe we could kind of vegetate edge of the shore there. I know that we can go and get a bunch of these seedlings. Yeah, the forestry. So something I was looking into and if you guys are willing or, you know. Yeah, especially the more trees are good, but you know, I just wanted to run it by you, would be the narrow leaf cottonwood. Cottonless, yes, narrow leaf cottonless cottonwood. That I'm trying to bulk buy seedlings. To see if we can kind of get a little bit along the trail through the whole entire loop.
That's not ours to approve it. That's not ours to approve, but.
No, but I think Craig is just asking your opinion.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not ours to approve.
more trees, the better.
Yeah. I know you have planted a lot of the narrowly compliments, that seem to be successful. In that area. But I mean, we just need to get the storm sewer in, it's on experience sites, so we start doing that next week, and then we can finalize all the surfacing and all the year. Pavers coming next week. Have all these finishing elements, start getting some furniture and benches installed. The first load, and I've got another kind of shipment of picnic tables and things coming as well. So we'll continue to,
When is the AstroTurf gonna be devoted?
the AstroTurf is this, it will be also this summer, but probably not until. August, that section of the park, we're first gonna put the engineered, the section for the playground and make sure we have the proper clearance, and then kind of based on as-bills, we're gonna match the shape that's on the plans, but we need the actual dimensions specifically, and they produce it to match that, and just roll it out, that's like the shape on there, so we're planning on doing that. And it would be, it's not a huge section, so if, if you guys don't like how it looks, it's easy to swap out. It's not like that, if you just let them.
Coming back to the trees real quick, Sandy, what trees are the ones?
Along the side, those can narrowly for cotton.
Every time the wind gets over like 30 miles an hour, they lose like 10 limbs or more every time. So I'm wondering if that's appropriate, like. Where it's much more than the.
Cotton's the break.
Cause I have to pick them up in the road every time after there's a little bit of wind.
I also know in the standard street trees of the town, since, I think the first plan we were running all was in the early 1870s. And some of those trees actually are, some street trees are trees that we're still taking out that I know we're going to go for.
They grow great. They'll lose a lot of limbs.
They will lose a lot of limbs. Yes, they will lose a lot. The other thing, the reason you see them in borrow pits all along anywhere is that their roots find water. They're extremely successful in very arid areas. So one of the reasons to do them is to sort of get a green zone established, even if you're then planting even fir and spruce and pine in amongst them eventually to get a more stable.
Yeah, I think that's what's set in that whole area down there. The long time.
Yes, yeah, but the cottonwoods tend to be, that's because we simply say, maybe. We need in the second standard cottonwoods are dark, because they can like the areas, and you had very high water.
Yeah.
Instantly right into that, they do provide open stage, so I would say in Nick Road Creek. Yeah.
Those are already going to common.
Yeah, and I remember the day those 17 degrees boxes. We lost them for an overnight and. Maybe somebody hiked 17 feet. I'm not
Maybe put in my yard that I had to get rid of.
But, yeah, Pittsburgh, you're right, but I think to get this established and going, and this is.
That's the best side.
This is what's the best kinds of things you can do. There are other bushes for long ways that could be helpful. And when you say it's not ours, in book 3, if you look under landscaping, we've got a whole page and a half on exactly why you use plant materials that are adapted to your climate and native plant materials and try to establish them along borders and things, and I think that's what we're doing, so I would be in the more trees that are there.
Yeah. We want to look at it and just add this as a note in the minutes that we would propose to.
Yeah.
Bring in more cottonwoods along the shoreline. And that you.
Thanks for that, very good description. I mean, that's exactly what we found for cottonwoods, and especially if we can get them to hit the water table, they're much more stable.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Evergreen bush doesn't really like the wet roots. In the park now, you have cottonwoods, we have the brittle cone and the lodgepole pines, and then we have a couple of ornamental, Russian hawthorns, which are a little bit of similar to cottonwood looking, a little bit more ornamental, but also actually more hardy than the cottonwoods are. So the idea is like easy maintenance, and of course, like when caught or the law, the water, the idea is they wouldn't be maintained or anything.
You mentioned that you're gonna be bringing in your paver or something. What are you talking about for paving? You talking in the park?
In the park, yes. Yeah, so in the park plans, we have kind of picnic areas with pavers, kind of in that pond. Then we also have like a kind of a pea gravel that we're importing for the rest of the ponds and some of kind of the areas along the trail there, there'll be a brownish, you know, a nice contrast with that, with the crusher vines and that material in there. And then we'll just kind of get that bowling area park with a cover, and hopefully it's a good wind, you know, dust buffer. And it's been at the top of the year when the drought and trying to find like an appropriate amount of water on the ground to be responsible, but also and to mitigate dust, but also to not affect the water is coming after us. So, you know, it's been, I think it's been, I talked to some of the town homeowners last week. We were just out there and they said the dust has gotten a lot better since the park's supposed to be going again, so I'm hoping that will clean things up a lot. Any other park questions?
No, when you're shopping, Cindy and I are looking for Douglas firs, if you're shopping and you.
Yeah,
find a
the
good deal,
Douglas fir. Yeah, we eat that even before as well.
Yes, he took me to.
Yes, they don't have great, the evergreens that we got, I love, you know, the Bristol cones, I mean, if you give me a couple like. Austrian evergreens and they're called to say sorry. The cotton would be great because I don't know if they have a good great source for evergreens. Yeah. But they, you know, it's not this time of year.
Have you looked at Lunsford? You park at Lunsford up in Summertown?
Yeah, they work for other folks too, that. So.
Yeah, I mean, we have good luck with that, but
And.
so hard here. They collect them locally here. Well, yeah, but you can bring them in from the mountain.
Moving on, and also I know you guys are doing that park across, I just wanna say we now have owned an excavator, in case you know, have a site for quite a while now. So I know when you ever building it out, if you ever need, you know, anything, we're right across the street, so please don't hesitate to ask, help digging holes for trees or whatever, we're here to help with that. Going into this, just to kind of give you context. We have been working, with Dennis and selectmen over the last year to on this affordable housing portion of this project. When we went through this phase to submit with you, we had 5 buildings, 2 building types. One of the building types was this larger building. That we're gonna designate those 3 buildings to be part of this program. Essentially, there's 2 programs attached to it. It's basically subsidized attainable housing from the state of Colorado. One from the state of Colorado, but 2 Chapman. Essentially, when we'll be able to bring the price point of now, we basically are, converting the condos that were originally submitted into townhomes. 2 and 3 bedroom townhomes, they context Pioneer. They are designed now for more like full-time resident. More families, and then trying to create more space for to kind of fit into this program. And also maintain that price point where we're trying to get from 275 below 400s for 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3 bedroom condos in this new project. And this is where you were bringing down there with the subsidy from the state program we're working through. So that being said, we needed to bring kind of our plans, which was originally all 2 bedroom condos, in line with the market study, what was needed in the valley. In this region, which is kind of a 2 and 3 bedroom townhomes. So we did like a market study when we went through the DOLA program. We went through the slide, we kind of went through that whole process. And now we are kind of adjusting the unit matrix a little bit to be able to accommodate that type of floor plan. And do you guys all have the printouts? So you can see here.
Yeah, well, I've got a question. And then we kind of try to find stuff before the meeting, and I tried to find stuff where we're today. These The last thing that we recall approving was the phase 2 or 3, basically the last phase to be
Right.
done, and they were going to be kind of upscale units.
Exactly. And
It
that's,
looks like that's changed.
yes, so these, three of the building. Yeah, I was, well, we got 2 building types. This is the larger. The 2. Kind of orient everyone, here's the lake here. All the buildings and parking and site plan is the exact same. And these buildings are the same, the luxury buildings.
Yeah, they're already.
Yeah,
They're
there's
already there.
Yeah, so these 3 buildings, they're similar. We basically, if they had a. Same amount of module width. And condos are split across 3 modules, kind of on each side like that. So essentially, if we kept the same amount of modules. We're just doing 2-story units across the building.
I guess our question is the buildings themselves that have changed from what we did the COA for, I think.
The exterior. of the-
Slightly, yeah, so when we had to change into townhomes, like, we essentially kept the same materials, the same undulation on the building where possible. But there, there's some slight changes with like a little bit with the roof line and things like that. Also, we took out, because they're doing these bigger units, we can't put the big balconies that we had out there.
Yes, it gets kind of very difficult.
Mhm.
Is that what you see?
Yeah, that's what I was,
Yeah.
that's what I couldn't find what was approved, because I couldn't find the files. But these looked different than what I recall.
Because there's it was approved. Yeah, well, so we have 2 building types,
That's the only one that's. Yeah, that's easier with the mouse.
so there was a larger building type that we kind of stamped both of them here. Last, so there was like kind of 2 plan sets, one was the bigger building, but.
Wait. Maybe bigger building, smaller building.
Yeah.
What if the picture on the screen that he had there,
This is these 2 buildings.
that's the.
That's those?
Yeah,
No,
No,
yeah, these are,
no, those are already there.
no.
no, but these don't exist, yeah. This is the park we're building, it's right.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
these are pretty still,
Yeah, these 2 have been approved.
but I need the 3 down here.
So yeah, this building was approved and we're trying to amend that, the approval.
When was
What
that?
is the full?
Let me just pull it up.
Yeah. I was looking for that.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay, so those buildings, this,
Yeah.
3 in the back.
Yeah, so we're gonna change one of the building types for this.
You can each of these 3.
Yes.
well, these 3 are the identical.
Yeah, so we got approved on the state board, for it, which is great, but that's why we're coming in now, because, just scroll up there, good. Here it is, this building.
And that building becomes this building.
Yeah, so this building,
This is the way it was before,
correct.
and this is what it looks like.
So
When was that one approved? Do you know?
it was in the same meeting as this one, there's different plan sets.
Yes.
It says on the COA, but, building 1 and building type 1 and type 2. But I think that,
Yeah, it's not anything, yeah.
I don't remember the read 2.
Yeah, I vaguely do, because I remember we did something with these
This is. that-
lower.
Yeah, this is the one that we added like one story at the end,
Yeah.
changed the roof line and also dipped in the middle, if you remember. And we kept the same like siding material.
Is
You know,
that roof the same? No.
Okay, this is
it's,
back.
the difference here is because this was way and it's common, or doors where it's got in here.
Yeah.
So we just converted the breezeway to a unit, actually.
Regardless of the previous action by this group, the request this evening is to reapprove that building in different configuration, right?
Yeah.
So whatever was approved before was approved or not approved. Now we have a new building that we're trying to get approved to
Right.
go along with what DOLA is asking us to do, which is to offer more 3-bedroom units, which is a good thing for our town, correct?
Yes, this,
Okay.
yeah, this original design had 3 bedrooms in here.
Yeah, we don't, we're going to the,
Is your over height thing?
Yeah, so this original height. Oops.
And the roof pitches are the same. And the windows are detailed differently and are the windows substantially different?
So this is, there's just a little bit of the difference, so originally when the architects first did it, they had this window across the other. So I had them do a little variation, or I had 3 different window types to me felt more residential and less commercial. And also we try to kind of not make so many doors, so we some of the doors access that you work on that.
And this
Yeah.
is still projecting?
Yeah, all of it's still surrounding here, and you can kind of same undulation, so that's why I kind of work with a modular group to make sure we get the same undulations of the patios with the box, so it's never very cool. We hear you can kind of see them there, right? You this side, the video.
this is what was there.
So this would be original.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's when we approved this. We're losing all of the porches.
In the window, they're different windows.
Yeah. Window.
We just had,
We also lost the divided lights.
the one thing,
All the divided lights and.
divided. Like, well, no, we still have the undulation.
No, I know this.
Kind of, yeah, that is something that we can, like, those type of things, the windows are easy adjustments, then.
Yeah, so the public turn to, yeah. I think to another.
Yeah, the breezeways on the 2 ranch go away.
Well, no, these are fair.
So smaller.
This is
Yeah.
what, this is what we.
They were.
But
We shortened this, much have a shortcut a little bit to make space through. We basically added a little bit of like. Yeah, what was the pitch on that? Cause I remember we compromised on that at the start. So. In the pitches, I was significantly below, we really just that, we 512. This one is 512 and the neighbors are 6.512, which is. On the new, I'm not very sure.
Yeah, we sold Saturday.
The building itself is all. Compared to this one to the new.
Yeah, because he's about 7 hours.
Yeah, some of the modules, we increase like by 1 foot. Cost a couple of items, so there should be only 10 feet. So.
So we launched the.
Materials are it's kind of same side and situation here.
Actually, like that,
The what?
that getting deeper, I don't know why this is gonna. And what's up, sir?
Because these are, if you can see, we have an undulation. So each, no, it's not like flat front.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
so, fine.
Yeah, so like these all bump out. We try to keep similar undulation to the first building with those patios. But instead with, the actual units themselves.
Feels like that building is bigger.
well, it is.
It looks longer, but just a little bit this mass and easier.
The other thing is that though, Sean, at certain level, you don't see that this looks like flat. All the way across, and it isn't flat.
Right.
That's where
that comes.
Yeah, and you can see on the, here's a better, I like this like front rendering. Or it really kind of shows more of the mounts.
It's from all. Asphalt, we can. Usually it's metal. There, and then there's a metal piece here. Yeah, but it's gone.
That's fine.
And what,
The windows, to me, the windows jump out with these kind of ones in.
Kind of like sink in a little bit more.
I think it's,
I think it's the color, yeah. I think.
yeah, I think there's a have a lot.
yeah, it's the drawings. Well, that's also divided.
The divided lines.
But these were higher, but lower, right, they were bigger. They were more urban.
Is this the front? Or at least this is the front. This is the front. What's the like that? What's the intersect?
So the site, all the orientation stays the same, so that's
That is like
Yeah, that's what it's interesting.
But that would.
So that's what we would see.
And this will, okay, it still does. And you can really see it actually, it's a pull up. On this side, in the floor plan, you can now see that building undulation.
These basically different, these windows are more vertical.
You can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
undulation. Building more. Well, that was.
Why did the stone base go away? I think that quite a bit.
The stone, so.
Is this stone? They bought. I believe the much of the.
Well, you also want to about rain.
Yeah.
Make sure. Just doesn't go out that.
Yeah, because the weight actually around. Really doesn't look that great. I think I would say something about that.
So we had like here, in the original metal siding on to the line siding goes all the way to the ground. In most of the original design and we kind of kept the exact same siding. Distribution.
Is that?
Yeah, that's the stone veneer and it wraps around the sides as well. They're trying to change materials, not on the corners.
And the paint, what is the front? One of the back changes, these windows are identical all the way along here, and you know, they made that rock out on the back.
Yes. So these are shorter. And we could put them back to identical,
Back.
yeah.
This space.
The back face is interesting.
That's it.
I can show you a version they have on. Well, I just need to look like. Yeah. Yeah, but having the same kind of variation in those, I mean, especially I think like in some of these with that doors. Yeah.
Nothing separate.
That's part of what makes that visually interesting on the first thing.
Right.
Not what it action.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if we can, bring in a different version and we can work on these maybe a little bit, would you guys like more of that light break in the windows like the original design? I mean, we can kind of get into specific windows with the, and we do obviously like these things with kind of like line, the mark.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you do.
I saw- Yeah,
To make use this way.
so yeah, you prefer these type, more of these type of.
Yes, yes. I think it was different.
It's totally aligned there, as I asked them. I was like, I think you guys would not like the singular window all the way across. There's something else they did, which I thought was nice, is instead of having so many doors, so these units doors and an enter on the side of the bump out here.
Yeah, so you want door.
Door, yeah. And then, Hardy came out with this, new timber hue. That's what this walnut siding is. Which is kind of like that, same as what we got in phase one or kind of updated, we were really doing. It looks really nice.
What's the exposure on?
It's, here, 6-inch slab, 6 inches exposure.
And that's the grays.
This, darks.
That's the signs.
Yeah, I think maybe this, so that's working back and even though it's still there. So we have that's the quarry gray
That's a,
and we have two types of lap side.
Yeah, this goes for.
and the picture purposing.
What are the brick pitches here?
This one is 6'5" and this one's 5.
Yeah, that's correct.
Five is.
This one was forward in the middle. So original, this one, I think the 6.5 is the same feet further and then this group is a 4.5, 4.5.
What was the?
The original. So this one, I think, has more of a pitch.
Yes.
Why is this middle one 4 when the others are 5?
I just think it's the undulation, like some of these units, if you can see. They come out further. So I think that's, if you're looking at the front, it's these here. You know, you just have the longer module.
See, this unit comes out and then these 2 units are servicing, and this 2 are all the way back and this thing's slightly up.
We can look at from how we find it, sorry. It's helpful.
So there's 5 here and 4 on.
Yeah, that is just that kind of secondary root at the
That's the place that it will be, trying to freeze from, yes.
So, and this I think was to break up the mass in that one large ridge and not like the top ridge and across the entire building. Was kind of initially talked about it.
But the design, when we added the things on the end, are they exclusively doing it? And then,
So these end ones are just one bedroom units. So they're single story.
you got this, so. Okay.
So what is the difference? Bigger, there's
It just,
eliminated the gap.
yeah, the side patio.
This gable really looks like it ends at the wrong spot on the left side.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it looks like it should go over to wherever there's.
Yeah, but the problem is.
But I know why they did that, but it just looks wrong.
Yeah, it's like on this side.
Because it ends, we're not at the corner.
Yeah.
And, but it's probably because it's gonna
Sure, it's the
go over the top grade here. You slide that over. It's really.
So I can some of it. That's not look wrong. Anything on this side.
Yeah.
Because it should go all the way to the corner.
Yeah, over here.
Uh-huh. Even if it sticks up above, well, if it sticks above the
You're
ridge
probably
line.
going to go to
a 6 slope and not a 6.5 slope to be able to get you the space so you don't interfere with the top.
Or if you interfere with the top, it breaks up, does it too? But just. If they interfere with the top and break up that long ridge line.
Yes, right.
I mean,
So you should have, but it's still, it's really quite put on.
right, because we do have a 40 foot, it might have been a guideline that we had went against on the previous approved.
So you're saying that if wheeling this up to
Break the ridge, yeah, it's actually meet the guidelines,
just meet the top,
like
like
they can meet the top.
yeah, just bring this up higher.
So it's,
It brings you, it puts the.
Oh, I see what you're saying, so you don't see it. Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
if they could get it all the way to the corner, it would look right. Yeah, the corner being the corner there.
yeah.
And we'll offset it, speak to it.
Extreme. Yeah, if it doesn't go above, it doesn't have to line up, just to be filtered.
Just get it to. hit that corner.
Uh-huh. Cause it should hit the corner. It just looks wrong where it doesn't. Yeah, it's just this.
And yeah, it looks like we're just in white finish. Like it's what it-
It doesn't look as super.
Yeah, we need to hear it.
It's just all the hill, so. That would be.
What you bring it up.
This way you have to be new buildings a little farther than this one.
Oh, it's not something.
Try to improve.
And I think they also should, this building's a little bit staggered in different directions, because you can see how the ridge has different spots. So they're supposed to be a little bit offset, so it's not,
This is set back from this.
yeah,
But it still doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah, we need to fix that, yeah. So essentially, it's like these corners, these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to figure out a better, yeah. Breaking the bridges though, yeah, and then just seeing if any of these peaks, we can bring up a little bit.
I'm not saying you need to bring this peak, what saying is if this one happens to break the ridge line then it happens.
Yeah.
And the other option, it gets you a little bit more spacing to go down to the 6.0 slope instead of the 6.5.
Yes, because you got this thing.
Well, and you would change that all.
Although I think we wanted as much slope as possible, because there's supposed to be 7 more in that area.
Gotcha.
So that's why the gables are steeper than the rest, is that was our compromise before.
So. What I'm hearing is roofing adjustment and some, so we don't go.
And match kind of in that window, so just add some variation like we did, and
The slope manipulator. The slope manipulators.
yeah,
They're 2 separated.
yeah, I think those, we saw that. Looked a lot better, on both sides. Well, it's always weird when you go do it, not exactly like this, can you do it my way, and then, how they are.
I know.
It's like I get the imposters and.
I hear what you're saying.
This,
I think it's a square, like.
yeah.
This, I think they were just trying to provide variation.
This is the,
It's the rear view. Yeah,
yeah,
Which means like them.
which is more interesting window wise than the front view.
yeah, so I would say, the problems make the,
Front view,
yeah, of the bigger.
it's light very much. Looks like. And then short ones. Oh, what you're saying was, the reason it's when we know. How it is. Oh, I can't pay for them.
That's pretty fast. We've been learning, saying, too.
These windows are different, yeah.
Yeah, these windows are. But this is the center of the whole thing, no, it isn't.
Yeah, these two bump out more, with the stone, than
Oh,
the,
so different.
Yeah, these are the most prominent.
so that's why they have a similar. I think is what they're.
Then they don't line up visually.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the 4x4,
No,
because you have a variety of different window shapes.
Right. And this is do some original back. Where do you? We can see it's just yeah. I mean, we're like some of the I think like on things so are on site because space, you know, we can always increase patio size, especially like pressure climate and things like that. But you think with the roof, I mean, we we have space. That's an easy. This is their children really help. Like the grass. Very clear, I mean, we do have,
You get space.
we have space, yeah.
You get space, with space.
Space here, space there, I mean, space here, even if we just add. If we just add around as big as we have, just, yeah, another 3 feet.
Yeah.
I think that would look nice. Even if it's one side.
Yeah, where the air conditioner or compressors also. I don't see.
So I have, it's, if you guys remember, so those P-tap units for, that we have those small like vents, yeah, so those are, so we won't have any condensers.
Okay, it's all inside.
So it's all configured.
Yeah, which is also why I think.
Would we see that's the wall, or is it all in?
All interior, yeah, so I think
There's
they
nothing on the sign.
on the original.
We're not gonna end up with a bunch of fences.
No, and I don't see them on this, but yeah, essentially they're just like, they're 2 7-inch fence that we can, you know, paint the trim color and they just kind of go right on.
What's it you want on one? Are we building the old one here?
Yes,
There's flashings in that part.
for the, okay, we'll go back and yeah, let's.
So
Here
the shire,
you go. Yeah, some of those, another one.
Sorry.
I would, you know, wish I ever came into that. But most everything here is kind of pre-finished, which is nice, and we'll come there, we shut up. On that, I think it's just difficult for cycling.
So there's not gonna be a bunch of screen walls in front of this. Okay.
No string walls, absolutely not. Yeah, it's just those 2 direct vents and we'll have one of each in the bedroom and also the living spaces.
Correction, which we can.
Yeah, there's one here, and there's also one here. Right here. And this is, you know, we're gonna focus on these, kind of building out these 3 buildings, and then we're gonna come back to this glass.
Because you have. Encouraged to.
Yes, yeah, we have like the funding, we just think it's gonna be a good, like, we've been like selling phones and shop for a while now, so.
How do we wanna move forward with this? I don't think we need sirens, because we. We do stipulations, yeah,
I would consider an amendment to the,
you see, all right.
to the COA, but we have to be clear what we agree
Yeah.
to, or we amend. I don't think we necessarily need citing.
I think I could do all the stipulations, the order of the board. All of it.
Because we're making.
I think the divided lights need to come back.
I got no problem.
What? We're asking you to. Can you increase? There.
No, lines of those.
Maybe we should put notes, maybe notes on this.
Yeah.
Honestly, the style of the great. I can leave one thing in the big stack.
No, we have to buy the rights on.
No, that's at the mother home.
Yeah.
No, this is Martin's up this.
We don't have any issues with. Well, we don't,
I don't do that.
83.
But.
You wanna bring me to. Move lines, somewhere. You can say that.
Yeah.
He says.
That's the.
I can also see kind of what the options are or. Anything out of it, I know there's that camera that is anyway. There's just even that, yeah, it's not, yeah, but I don't have like that, the content. Look for them.
At least the ones with solid single panes on the side and look better if it was up.
Yeah,
You know, to intersect the needs of this better.
Okay, into the double one. You go on to the corner.
Before going to fly is going to be here.
Move to the corner.
Yeah, maybe it's the wrong side, but take it when you should go to this.
It's the side of the.
essentially how it happened, we
Yeah.
have a reason to be or not.
Yeah. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 places.
Yeah, and that they should get there.
The mayor said, reaches the field. I think somebody kicked her, why not lose something? That's not. Why did they get the gap? Any you guys keeping wires on that?
Oh, I like.
Not me, baby.
I got no lines. No lines on me.
What next?
Yeah.
We want to go ahead and extend it.
You're the gables for.
You want to get those,
Okay.
this 116.
Configuration. I'm gonna find everybody. Yeah, I think so. Your computer though, the hands. Mine will be about twice as heavy as yours. Yeah. We don't know.
Take care of those 3 things. Now on the front, inside elevation. Did we cover, we want to go ahead and do something with the windows?
Yes, we want to make the window pattern match the back side. They're really,
And I'm looking for like the exact same or just the variation.
Just be a.
very,
Like I just that so it works with obviously,
it
I
has to
think,
work.
in the interior and you know.
Yeah.
I've seen the,
Just like this.
yeah. Oh, I see, okay, yeah, same up, so putting that, yeah. And you're always talking about splitting the windows. Yeah.
Because this looks like a square.
Yeah, so it's like staring, it's.
Yeah, no, it's right.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll just look at it and kind of see where it makes some of the sense.
Then. It's not sure the backside.
There
is no backside.
Yeah.
I think they look better. But what?
What did you decide on?
The mountains.
Wait, but yeah, well, yes, I think that's so good, pretty good, things like that. Okay, so then you wanna. Add STLs. Should go like me,
Yeah.
so no way to divide any lines.
You're working. It's not pretty dividing.
Yeah. But it's on the exterior part in the front. Well, similarly, the divider line is on the exterior.
Yeah.
Or you can have on the inside of it. There's the fence, and there's no,
I know.
it's. Streamlined.
And then it really looks like.
To true by lights.
Oh, that's raising costs.
Well, it's a lot.
Oh, we wanted to have the porch.
Yes.
Like to extend that roof line.
Well, it's epic. It's very.
Yeah, this,
Whatever works for us at the side. This is the shadow, or is that a different material shadow? That's a shadow. Okay, that. Rendering softwares are always, they should keep shadows off at a elevation. Okay, it's you know, that is self shadows and elevations make it look like they're being shadows. And it's just hard to get the color, right? It's so tough. So we are getting close to a full submittal for these, the state, like the town hall design. And we're hoping this fall that we'd be getting modulars. And then we would be building this one right here. First. And then we come in the spring and do these two.
does that cover? Hmm? Yeah. Usually keep. Need to vote to Susan. To make the notice. And then. You can. See your outside. And catch that to go like minutes of meeting. Everybody's too. You can speak there.
Well, maybe it's at the elevated one, or if they isn't covered, yeah. I elevate, it's it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not think that's pretty better. You're next, and then you get the notes, I'll take it's not me. Yeah.
That's it, just those two shots.
Okay.
A three and. A4.
Great.
See this when you started to do submitted before your raise and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just wanted, you know, we're trying to make sure. The structure, so, you know, windows was not we need.
And
also have that.
this is. And as application. And it isn't really a personal application.
I did some of that.
You think?
Yeah, I think they did it for permanent.
We are thinking, I'm going to take. Actually. So. Yeah, I'm not. I would like to, which in the lab. I mean, if companies changes are asking to see it in shows.
I think you should approve these changes, then we'll follow up when you do the construction.
Okay, that's fine, but I think that's me too.
Yeah, so if we can make a,
And I'll have like the specific windows and everything going in at that point.
you should.
And I would think that this bill was not proposed under to student nations, that was silent on the drawings.
I'm so sorry.
Without repeating what all of them are. Second.
All those in favor?
I,
Opposed? A motion carried.
Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon. Yeah, I'll do it, yeah.
what did you do with the name?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Those are the amendments. Yes. On the drawing.
Yep.
Okay, then.
All right, have a nice evening and you want to.
Yeah.
Stay great.
Yeah, how does those, motions, things make it? Gives you a class. I guess we're on discussion items.
Yes, because we put, you all received from Brent a series of minor projects, reorganizations. You know, what Brent did, if I may speak, in Brent, the second on the other one, is that he pulled together, there will be, in the 8 things sent to you, there are 4 different sections of minor projects. Because what I did was pull together what we have and then give us an additional sheet with his comments on it. So if each of, essentially, we have 4 sections in front of us.
I ate more this morning tonight.
Oh, you did 2 more this morning, but let's handle before the
Let's
moment.
handle
Driveways and accessory buildings and fences, walls and gates and silos, walkways and patios. The way this is laid out in what Brent. Well, first of all, it's fabulous, Brent, thank you. It's absolutely fabulous because I can see it working. The idea behind this is that if I want to build a fence, I go to my website. I look at the list of my H project 5 projects, I can step around in my project list, so I hit that button. Then I get the list of all the minor projects and I'm building a fence. So I have a button that I hit for fences. And then what appears to me is what's in front of me. And I think, I'd like, you know, if everybody would look at how it's laid out. Because what Brenda Stein is taking the things that apply to all the character areas. The definition of fence is the same in all of them, and there are a number of guidelines that relate to all of them. And then below that, if there are significant conversations for any given character area about fences, it shows. So this is all I need to look at, and I need to try to ruffle through a book with 300 pages if I want to build a fence. In each of these areas, there are things that, there's a little section that he's got that says adopted by precedent. Well, yeah, I agree. It has.
That's
It's not really by precedent. However, those would be the areas that if we're going to talk about actually re-looking at those, that we might want to make those guidelines. And so if everybody would take the time to take a serious look at the front sheet, and let's pick up the other 2 sections that Brent has done, so that in each section, we know what guidelines really think. And actually, Brent, I wish you could just put your comments on the main sheet, because
Some of them were only applicable to one character.
that's true.
Oh, you mean not have one without the comments? Is that what you
I'm
mean?
not saying that in a way, we don't. The comments can go, because you put your comments in special box.
Yeah, I probably.
So, and it gives you a whole different section to stay looking at, go find Brent's comments.
I'm okay, fine.
Let's just slap the comments on top, as we can see. And I hope that everybody will put their comments in this.
Anything in red is what's different or not in this book right now.
Yes, and I understand that too, but as I was looking at this, I could see it working. I mean, I could.
Yeah, I think this is perfect. And
But we-
the only change I'd like to see is some kind of heading and
Well, we have,
so you know which pages go with which.
Oh,
We've done that on
On the one I
some of them,
saw.
yeah, which, yeah.
I added that.
And I just disregarded. I only printed out the ones that had his comments on it because that was the most complete. The other one without your comments is the same thing.
It's the same thing, we got the.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, this is mine.
Right.
so that we need to see.
Well, when we're done, there won't be any comments because they will be whatever we don't know about.
This is kind for us to really read the stuff yeah, for instance, in the sidewalks and walkways, we have the cover sheet. And we should look at the red, is this something we want to propose as changes in the guidelines? Because we don't have the definition section, we don't have the, and then if we go to what we already have. Well, Brett had no comment on that sheet, but I might.
Yeah.
And so I think that we.
I think we need better cutters.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, so some, we prefer that photo than this.
Yeah, and we have a specification for Concord, which we can add.
Yes, and we have a lot of discussion to do on each one of these. But I think if people will do a little bit of their homework, we can say, and you know, it's gonna take us a while to get through the whole thing.
What was interesting was that there's a lot of variation between character areas that we really haven't touched. Some stuff like sheds. Sheds, we're not supposed to have painted sheds over on the surface. But we've approved that.
I'd like to see it get to the point, if we get to the point where if we have somebody that's coming in doing sidewalks and patios. This is what we use, and if we had a place where we could check off or comment to that applicant, that this is applicable, and then they get it. So, I mean, there's no question, it makes it, rather than sightings and stuff, this to me would be a lot more useful to the applicant than having to go,
We have to do stuff, it's only,
well, we have the sightings on the sheet of it.
yes, and we would have to get the signs in our minutes every single time, because that is, that is illegal. And what I foresee is this is heavily going to be used on. But also, we can't do adopted by precedent.
No, but
So,
these are things we need to talk about.
yeah.
That's what we need.
Make permanent or make go away.
But over each one of these, so we know what we want to take to the board selectmen as changes in our bylaws. So that they actually. You know, because we have councils right here in the patios, we've. Said that we basically, by precedent, we're telling people what concrete mix they can use to resurfaces, and up there, we're telling them we can't use concrete. We have a direct conflict, right?
Yeah, and that is in the, that conflict's in there.
Yes, and that conflict's very straight on, we have to decide what we want to do with that conflict, because that's a mixed message. So yeah, I think it's gonna take some time, but I think we have to look at each one, please, and say. What are your comments? And it doesn't mean all that kind of out, I have to, because that's the way I do it, there's no reason we can't do that, right? But that said, it's, boy, I think it's gonna be super helpful to do this.
It's really the process we can get in one section, how many are we going to review? Mark it out.
Yeah.
Did you say they want better photos?
On some of these things,
Yeah.
I can do that. So I'm walking around taking photos of Georgetown anyway.
Well,
say, okay. This is the. What? Sit there and say,
Yeah,
and that's something we approve of you, at least Thursday.
The fence is there, okay.
I think on fences, I didn't have this on there, we should have examples of acceptable fences too. Yeah, it's like we've done all the names slap on, but that's not in there anymore.
Yeah, but.
Well, I think you could, some examples and further information on the weekly.
Oh, the grouping one, we have a colors works up.
Yes,
If we say muted colors, what's a muted color?
Yeah,
I mean, something that's not dark.
Did you do?
yeah,
That was one this morning.
that's one,
That's.
it's in your inbox.
Yeah.
Yes. But this,
Because a muted color is not a dark green,
no, it's not.
but we always approve dark green, and it's not a lighter.
Yeah, this one. It's, because that's why it's gonna be one section.
And
And if we do want to alter the guideline,
keep that diagram needs to be fixed too, on that.
What?
The diagram on fences needs to be fixed too. It's kind of- The fence is in the wrong spot.
yeah, there's a lot in the drive us that
Really become.
like, yeah, I don't know if we want to try to do it all together and in a meeting, or we want to have the source together and do.
We could assign a couple of days for each meeting, for review,
Yeah, I think I would do it.
so.
I'll finish up the last four, last one, and
Yeah,
then
we
let's
can
go.
just start one and two and put those on the agenda for the next meeting to review and collect comments and finalize our comments on those two.
That's one and two.
What do you want?
So, so I would-
I don't care. You have something. Mhm. I think there'll be more ones for done, but 11's what.
Yeah.
We're starting.
What was the intent behind this sort of?
I was just, that was a different, I like for you to show the.
I like that, yeah, I like that better than the,
Because the character area map online is very hard to read.
yeah, it's extremely hard to read, I think this.
And that one, you recognize that.
Yeah, I already got that one, yeah.
But I use that and I said, clearly should have.
And it continues on down here. We could replace the character map with this. And a more, up to date,
Because I mentioned the character map, it's just a different coordinate,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yeah. All right, so which two do you want to start out with?
1 and 2.
Wall census states, sidewalks, interior walls.
Okay.
Okay, can keep us.
You got it.
That's the gates.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna, I love it. Yes, please, something else. And yeah, and if we want to. What's gonna be to know the board if there's changes in that. But which can change pictures, we can change style variants, and we have those, all of that.
Yeah, let's basically give them, here's where it is, this is what we're looking into.
Well, the items in red are the changes.
We want definitions.
You want,
We need
you
definitions.
want these, sir?
We need, bring them up,
Next time, agenda.
Wall center, one and two. Okay, okay. All right. I think it's time to make it happen. We can replace that. And I think for the minor projects.
Yeah,
75% of what we do is.
Bob, if you have a better description of the concrete color or mix, then we can put that in as just the.
Yeah, we.
yeah, I have some pictures too.
Okay, that would be good.
Then we have this one happen.
Yeah, because we talk about the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that description will be in.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yep.
They already approved that?
yeah, that's, we can give that out.
Cool.
Any more discussion items?
Sean, yeah.
Not anything, nothing that I've been since last time. Other than, it looks like. Because of the complexity, the preferred approach for the ramp is concrete,
All the way.
all the way. Because of, what you're talking about, I mean, it just.
I don't know how you frame it.
The framing is, and what you're talking about, basically wrapping a steel. Steel support iron all the way around the support, up the post, and then building like a.
Oh,
Yeah, like an elevator ramp where you have a pan underneath and then you fill it with concrete, you can screed the concrete to. Any way you want it. And, get your comment about, exposed aggregate. No concrete for the ramp.
Well, some kind of, it make very sense to it, being. You know, not exposed in the sense of.
Might be more like, more like the, curve. Mix. Not a heavy explode.
No.
A lightly.
Yes, so, but then how it depends on what pathway side.
Well, ramper is going to be brighter,
Yes, well, I mean, we might want to continue.
and that's why I was thinking, probably need to overstand, kind of. Yeah, otherwise it'll jump out as you,
Otherwise,
and basically the colors of the white, predominantly white and green anyway.
that's right.
White,
And so
too many colors.
it's brought through that. Which. But. Does that ever need to come back to us?
Oh, yeah, it'll need to come back, because it's the old building. It'll come to us. Because it's never really been here,
Yeah.
or at least not in anybody sitting around this table except maybe Cindy.
We had the free one.
Yeah. But it was just a discussion.
No idea.
No idea.
I'm guessing that it could be August, first meeting in August, maybe.
I don't know. Every time we have a meeting with a structural engineer, it's so detailed of a discussion. It takes 2 hours to get through which plates we're using for this and that. So I would stop trying to guess. I thought we were gonna go out to bid for this back in May. So, no. I'm sorry, what? To the structural engineering meeting?
Yes.
No,
Got nothing all there.
you would cut to the chase immediately and we would be all done.
Waiting on Todd to finish out, I will bring him tomorrow.
Yeah.
He said. He thought sometime this might have.
Part of my being funny is because I don't want to jinx it. Okay, you understand? Every time I say it's gonna be at the next meeting, it's not ever.
This fine from the landowners in the area. And there will be a major meeting in August, which all landowners will, as the group is going to be doing the structural on the assessment on powerhouse. Has asked to have some local representatives and we figured that Mr. Hamilton is the front up and to the best of the representatives meet with them. On structural needs for the powerhouse.
You haven't heard the data about that. I haven't seen everything.
Now, I got Christine wrote to me last week and said, yes, they were hoping to get that started in August also. And I said, well, we have people, yes, we'll be having to talk with the structural folks. And I said it was the best friends with. And that's what I know about those things and spoken. Okay, I was wondering about the fence, the split of fence, it's out on the property or the corner of 11th and Rose.
Yeah, it's all falling
It's
down,
all falling down.
and the dumpster enclosure,
And
the 3/4 gone.
yep.
It's in the enforcement pipeline for safe build. Our first priority on the safe built list was dumpsters. And so we now have a whole list of violators that we're sending letters to. Either it's, they don't have the right bear protection mechanism or their fencing is falling down. And while the fencing violation isn't so much that it's violating, you have to have fencing, it's that they got a site plan approved way back in the day. They built the fence is falling down, and so now it's something that's more of a. Yeah, yeah, so we're pursuing it, but code enforcement process, as you know, is lengthy and fair.
Okay.
Since I waited First Street,
What's the one?
oh, that's the one way up on the. No update on that. National Register is. The local register, I have done any more on that.
But we will continue to consider that. That's the time.
Yeah, I've got a whole file.
Okay, so.
I really, the next step up, we used to get it signed by them. We don't take church, that was saying that the mother did that.
For the national register, should we get back, get Paul on it, just bring it up? Right, should we put Paul on that on here just because there's not gonna be anything on it one?
I would just like to, if
Pending, right?
stuck in between the state and the government.
Nobody's cut the law.
The federal government stuck at the moment, so, on some of those kinds of issues.
There won't be an idea for long.
So, it may not be.
Daisy was doing something at the meeting, and I don't know what's happening. Storage, street lights, but nothing.
What's the online?
There's no discussion.
Getting to it.
Yeah, there's nothing happening now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So. What do we get? I mean. There was.
Oh, your polls.
It came. And I would hate to say that we move to the next. Stage.
I thought the town had sent them a letter. About that.
The town has spent a number of those, but. You know, there was really no us. Meetings.
Yeah, it came up with one year at least.
Yeah. They're gonna send a letter that we may be meeting for the. That just has a meeting for it, means the next step is to take a legal action. Yeah.
That's okay. Sometimes people don't go until the action's taken. If you'd like, we could prepare a legal action for you to look at your next meeting and then decide whether you want to pursue it or give it another chance. Sometimes you have to tell people they're going to be in court next August 15th unless they do something, then they finally do something.
Oh, I heard from. My wife who talked to Susie, who is the. Wife of the, I guess the owner of the, really. That. I know she went and put down. Some cleaned up the front of the front of the building. And still the stuff on the sidewalk, the floors that are. Sidewalk. Done something like that. So something had happened there, I got the impression that. Either Tasia had talked with her or sent a reminder or something, I don't know. Tasia may have more
Maybe.
up to date information.
Okay.
I think that the last thing that maybe before, well, it was not on the evening, it must have been on before. Yes, it was the one before, but you remember what I'm talking, because the board decided to ask the town to take the next action as prescribed in our demolition by neglect ordinance. Because we have done the notifications 2 or 3 times. And so the next action would be to indicate that we're having a legal action and then we go to court at such and such. And I believe this board said that that's what should
Yeah,
happen.
I thought that the town was going to do another letter prior to legal action.
We'll bring you an update at the next
It was
meeting.
specific as
I
to
can't-
what they needed.
I can't answer your questions tonight, so I'll bring you an update. Okay.
It's,
Remember, we said it, it has to be financial and all.
Yeah. Now, everything specific things that you go into with
yeah.
these happen. Yeah, and
I really do the root cause condemning. I gotta get it, I see it together. Yeah, I know it. I haven't got it yet. Oh, okay, but have you been asked to? Yes. So there is some action being taken there? Yes,
Yeah, there's some stuff going on in that property.
that's all. Well, that's that. The next one, that's.
Oh.
That's the wall. Yeah, that's the property there.
Oh, okay. It just looks like it's being done on kind of. Got it. Okay, now that makes sense.
It's still actually, you know. Doing all of it done. So, I gotta get it done. So good, they at least have another one, or something in place that's, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
anything else? There a motion to adjourn?
I make motion to adjourn.
Can you guys hear me?
May we, guys adjourn.
Yeah.